This time on Engine Masters, big block blower, nitrous, E85, 1,500 horsepower! You really have to see this. I have not been this pumped up for an episode of Engine Masters in a long time because we are leaving nothing on the table. We are gonna put some stank on this thing. Here's how it's gonna go. We are gonna test this engine naturally aspirated on gasoline, then with this 871 supercharger at a couple different boost levels on gas. Then we're gonna put nitrous oxide on top of that. Then we're gonna switch it to E85 fuel and see what kind of power gains that gives us. And then we are going to nitrous it on E85. Not playing around this time. Let me tell you about the combination here because this is also personal to me. This long block is a 555 cubic inch big block Chevy, and I ran this at Bonneville Salt Flats in 2007 and did something I don't think anybody's ever done. We set 5 records in 5 days with 4 different drivers. And so this engine has a lot of legacy for me. The bottom end, it's a stout block, it's a forged crank, it's billet rods, it's CP pistons. The bummer about it is it's only 8.3 to 1 compression. These days, if you're building for boost and nitrous, you would go ahead and run, 10.5 to 1, 11 to 1, something like that. But way back when we built it, 8.3 was the number, so we are sacrificing a little power. The heads on top of this thing are an Airflow Research or AFR 357 Magnum. The camshaft is another no fooling around unit. The duration at 50 thousandths is 281 and 290 on this thing, and it's got like 800 lift. But now we get into the meat of it. The blower shop 871 Roots supercharger. If you're not keyed into this, the blower shop are the guys to see these days for street or race superchargers. This is the same thing that Mike Finnegan, who's my co-host on the Roadkill show, he's got this on his Hemi in the Blasphemy 55 Chevy that won drag week and that made 1,100 horsepower to the tires doing it and also ran 850s. Same exact supercharger, except for he's got EFI nozzles in the side of it. This thing is a high helix deal, hardened rotors, Teflon stripped, blueprinted to the nth degree, ported at the bottom to improve the flow out of it. This is as good as a regular guy 871 supercharger gets these days. Now, up top, this is an NOS nitrous system. We did not custom make this. I can't bend lines like this. You can buy this straight out of the box. It is like a 16 nozzle fogger for the top of a Roots style supercharger, and we're gonna make good use of that. On the top, 2 Dominators. There's no 4150 carburetors around here. Not when you've got 1,050 CFM each. We're gonna start off with Holley's gasoline Dominator, and as we progress, you're gonna see us add QFT E85 carburetors. Now, we've already tested this naturally aspirated, and so we're gonna show you that. We're gonna roll it in, and our very first dyno test on camera is gonna be with the blower, on gasoline, no nitrous, with sort of mediocre boost. Watch what happens here. This is gonna be legit greatness. First of all, I think we should have the pandemic every day because this is a lot more comfortable than cramming in the little dyno room.
I agree.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is kind of.
Yeah, with the screens and everything. I guess what's gonna happen is they're gonna show us the engine here so that when it's blowing up, I can scream at you. And then when we come back to do data, we're gonna swap them so that he can actually read the screen from there.
I'd rather see him wear his glasses.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, the specs are pretty good.
I can see like an owl now.
Second of all, I'm more excited about this than anything we've done in a long time. I've been waiting for this.
It's big.
It's big. This supercharger is like a new level of 871 for me, and the 555. I mean, we're gonna be making 4-digit power all day long.
Oh yeah, and you gotta love the Dommies with those secret little pipes underneath.
Oh yeah, nitrous. Now this thing is gonna be beef. So what we're gonna do first is run the thing in its base configuration with the supercharger. What's the overdrive on it?
12.5%.
12.5% over. It's making about 9.5 PSI. It'll make over 1,000 horsepower. And then after that, we'll start to add real horsepower to it. Ready to fire it up?
I am.
All right, baseline, here we go.
Oh, it's gonna be good, Freiburger. You got it.
I'm excited with that. What, 1,050? Let's
Yeah.
call it up. It's making 1,052.3 horsepower at 7,200 RPM. Our torque peak is going to be 882 right at the hit of 5,000 RPM. Since we're talking about power, let's look at this curve versus naturally aspirated.
I can read all that
Boom.
stuff.
Okay, so I had to call up this comparison. When I first took this engine out of mothballs, I had Brule pre-run it with a single 4-barrel carburetor, naturally aspirated, just to make sure that it was healthy. It made 768 horsepower at 6,500 RPM, and now it's making 1,052 at 7,200 RPM. So you can see the effects of the supercharger. This is comparatively low boost. This is half of what Finnegan runs in his Hemi. 1/2 the boost. And we're still making 1,052.
I think we're doing
on
good
this
with
thing.
half the boost.
Yeah, not bad.
You look at the air-fuel ratio numbers, and they're flat like fuel injection. It varies 1/10 during the whole pull.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. Good carburetors.
Yep.
That's a good base.
One thing I would be curious to note is the difference in intake air temperature at one boost level to another. Because one of the things I wonder is once we get into the E85 in particular, does it actually allow you to run more boost because it's a cooler charge? Like it's not just power because it's cooler, but also power because you can run more boost safely.
Well, I would think so, because
Yeah.
you have a lower temperature, you're going to have more detonation resistance at that lower temperature, so you can run more boost, because ultimately it's total cylinder pressure that's going to determine
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Maybe we should run 2 boost levels here. We got Rocket Brand 118 in it, right?
We do.
Do we have something that is gonna make, 14 instead of 9.5?
I don't know. We got some pulleys over there. I can go look.
We're gonna go do pulley math. Be right back. BRB, let me find the pulleys. Here's what we're doing. Our baseline pulley drive ratio was a 54 pulley on the bottom and a 48 on the top. That's the number of teeth on the pulley. You divide that out, you end up with 12.5% overdriven, meaning the supercharger is turning 12.5% more RPM than the engine itself. We're gonna change it up with a larger crankshaft pulley. This is a 57, which means it's going to what, 19% overdrive, a little bit more than 19%.
18.
So that's gonna increase the boost. Now, of course, this is purely scientific because what I'm trying to see is how much the manifold air temperature increases with an increase in boost. And of course, I want to make more power. So we're going to find out what that does. This isn't full-on party pulley mode, but it's at least like happy hour mode, or maybe backyard barbecue mode. It should be good. Okay, now Brule is warming it up. And to be accurate, I said in there it was 19% overdrive. It's 18.75. Well, it made 908.2 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM, and our biggest horsepower was 1,065.9 at 7,200 RPM. Not as good as I had hoped. What was the gain in boost? We went from 9.9 to 11.7. So not a giant change, but I'm guessing it heated up the air quite a bit.
Yeah, and this is probably not unlike what we've seen so many other times with gasoline, as you get to that point where it's just the per pound of boost, the first 5 or 6 is 40 or 50 horsepower per pound, and the last couple is what, 10 or 12? It wasn't a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it went from 1053 to 1060 something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not worth it. So we're at the point of no return on gasoline where it's heating up the air, which is a greater detriment than the addition to boost. Plus it brings risk of detonation and melting electrodes.
Well, that's
See, we've got air inlet temperature over 215 degrees. I mean,
that's the thing about a Roots blower. It's got that limitation compared to some other forms of supercharging.
Yeah.
It adds more heat when you really start pumping up the blower speed.
We gained 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the manifold. The new manifold temperature with the bigger boost is 218 Fahrenheit as opposed to 198. So that's a solid 20 up.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I guess we're moving on from here to nitrous.
Nitrous.
Oh, this is what I've been waiting for.
I know, me too.
It's gonna be great.
It's not your motor.
I know.
It's okay, it won't be yours either.
So Steve-O, there's a whole bunch of tubing here. This is like a fogger style system. And so, I mean, how's this jetted up? Tell me the rundown here.
You got it, it's exactly like a fogger system. In fact, the jetting that we have in it, I took right off of Holley's website for fogger jetting. So what we have in it now is Holley claims that it's 175 horsepower jet. We have 8 number 22 nitrous jets in it.
Right.
For gasoline, we have an 18 thousandths fuel jet in it.
So, I mean, what's the difference between running that kind of a setup or running just a regular plate system under each carburetor?
This looks way more awesome.
Yeah, I guess that's reason enough. So, hopefully it works as good as it looks.
It will.
I think we're ready to go, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be the nitrous pull. We've got the same pulleys on the thing, same tune-up. He's going to hit it at 5,000 RPM and sweep it on up to 72. I hope it makes 1,300 horsepower.
I can't wait to see it.
So our peak torque number on nitrous oxide is actually 1,053.7 at 6,300 RPM. And the peak horsepower is 1,269.4 at 6,900 RPM. Okay, now that we've looked at our power, which is obviously huge, although it didn't hit the 1,300 number I was hoping for, let's have a look at the manifold air temperature.
Ooh.
Interesting.
No significant change there.
It was 218 at peak, and now it's 214 at peak. Here's something that I find really strange. I'm hoping that the brilliance of Brule gives me some expert tutelage on why.
Hey, how about me?
I expected the manifold air temperature to drop way low on the nitrous oxide. It really didn't. We saw a peak temperature of 218 with no nitrous and 214 here with the nitrous.
I think it's a combination of two things. I don't think it's cooling as much at this power level because there's more compression, because it's more boost.
Right.
I don't think it cools as well, and I think that it's a probe issue as well.
Okay. Let's look at what happened to boost. So our peak boost is the same at 11.7, but it did show right when you hit it at peak torque, the boost went up. So the red line is the boost curve with no nitrous. The black line is the boost curve with nitrous. So obviously, as soon as he hits the button and it reaches peak torque, right here at 6,300, or I guess that's 65, the boost goes up, but then it drops back down. But since it's making more power, it's consuming more air and more nitrous and more fuel. So since the pulley ratio is the same and the RPM is the same, why doesn't it show more boost?
I'm going to throw it at the sensor. I'm going to say that closed-end sensor isn't really quick enough to see the drop. Also, the higher output of the blower, the more pulley we put in it, the percentage of nitrous becomes smaller. So it makes less of a difference. If we had this at 3 pounds of boost, I think it would show even more cooling. Because the rate of temperature versus nitrous is different.
I thought that all of that stuff taking up space in the manifold would see the boost rise. And clearly I'm wrong. I'm just trying to discover why you guys think I'm wrong.
The temperature.
The temperature. Oh, which is also adds
dense.
up to your
Yes.
probe not actually
Yes.
reading. Because if the
It's got
temperature in the
colder.
manifold
Takes
drops
up
that
less
much,
space.
it takes up like space. Bing! Good
Brule
pull,
just-
Brule.
Yeah.
Good pull.
Every
He's
once in a
sitting
while.
there like, uh-oh, what affects pressure? Volume? Ooh, heat.
That is exactly what was going on.
That was pretty good. Good pull. That actually explains it. Okay, moving on to E85. Now we're doing our changeover to E85, which really only means pouring different gasoline in the tank and changing the carburetors. These are QFT 4500 series carburetors, similar to the Holley Dominator. They both flow 1,050 CFM, but the QFT is designed specifically for E85. So once we get this changed over, we're gonna be making big power. Now we've changed the fuel to E85, just to explain to you what that is and why would we be doing this. E85 is a gasoline you can buy at most pumps. It's not really available around here. You don't have it up in your place, do you?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
really?
really gasoline. It's like 15% gasoline and the rest is ethanol alcohol. Is that the idea?
Yeah. Theoretically, I think in California you'll find it's usually 75%, even though it's advertised at 85%. It's a corn-based alcohol. And the reason that we would be using it on the supercharged application is that it should pull more heat out of the air and make more power, especially in a boosted application. Remember in a prior episode of Engine Masters, we tried E85 on a naturally aspirated deal and it was kind of no great shakes.
NA stuff, that's not unusual to kind of see nothing, maybe some torque, but no real peak horsepower stuff. I think on the blower stuff, we're gonna see more of a
big
difference.
deal.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna fire it up now and find out what kind of power difference we might see based on the fact that it's gonna pull more heat out of the air. So we're gonna be looking at that manifold air temperature to drop and the power to go up. Warm it up, Brule.
All right, here we go.
Thanks. We'll sit here and watch from a social distance. So our new peak power numbers are torque at 5,000 RPM, 970 pound-feet, and our peak horsepower is gonna be 1,138.7 at 6,800 RPM. So we picked up 72 horsepower just by changing the fuel. Let's find out why. First of all, manifold temperatures.
Yeah, let's see here.
Wow.
So the manifold air temperature that we had just on gasoline at this same boost configuration on the blower was 218 degrees. Now 148 degrees. That's a massive difference.
Yeah, huge difference.
Yeah. So now we're really seeing it. So what did it do to boost though? If it cooled it off that much, did we reduce our boost? Yes, we did.
Less boost,
wow.
more power.
Less boost, more power because it's a colder manifold air temperature.
Denser. There's more air to burn.
Yeah. And so exactly how much less? We did have 11.7 PSI and it is now 10.5. So it's got a full 1.1 PSI less boost, which is significant. All right, let's look at the graph of actually the difference between the gasoline and the E85.
You know how much I love graphs.
Yeah, because it's just so visual. This.
Wow.
Wow. Everywhere in the curve, no downside, 100% win.
Wow. That is definitely worth it. And it's like so much cheaper than race gas.
That too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Yep.
That's
I
all
remember
win.
when we did this naturally aspirated, my conclusion was, but with boost, yes.
Yeah.
Big difference, yeah.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Man, so that's pretty good. So E85 is awesome. You know what's awesomer?
E85
course.
with nitrous? Oh.
Party Brule.
You party at yours.
Good answer, Steve.
All right, last pulley swap. Unbeknownst to Brule, we're going from 18.75 overdrive to 23.4. Brule's shaking his head.
Well, Steve, you're smiling.
It was lame.
You know, at some point you have to go, yeah, that was pretty good, you know, 1,160 horsepower or something, and we haven't even got to the nitrous yet.
I'm
I
disappointed.
like it.
No, I mean, we have to look at the numbers before we can talk about the numbers.
I get a preview, though. That's the difference.
Yeah, I know. So I'm humming because it looks like we only picked up like 26 horsepower. We made 1,165.1 horsepower at 6,800 RPM, and the torque was 990.5 at 5,000. And I know it would seem absurd to be disappointed by that, but it looks like we picked up 1 full pound of boost with the pulley swap and only picked up 26 horsepower.
When we go back to the gas stuff, though, that was pretty similar too. Towards the end of the curve, when we were up in that 11 or 12 pounds of boost area, it was kind of the same thing.
Less sensitive. I just thought the E85 would improve that situation. What was our manifold temp? 158, so it came up 10 degrees than with the other pulley set, which is not bad.
Yeah, you're just up against the law of diminishing returns here as far as blower speed, temperature, and stuff like that.
Size, you know, there's just a lot going on there.
So this motor's only 8.3 to 1 compression. If it was 10.5 to 1, would it actually indicate more boost?
I don't think so. Honestly, I got to think about that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
The question, though, is based around the fact that I think we've shown today that boost it's a concept. In other words, when people walk around, it's like, you know, how much boost are you running? 12. Oh, well then blah, blah, blah. Well, but it depends so much on manifold air temperature and the engine displacement and this, that, and the other.
I can't tell you some of the frustration I go through, you know, with fuel injection guys in particular, mechanical fuel injection guys. And these are tuners, and they say, well, how much boost does it make? And it's like, it doesn't matter. It's how much power does it make?
Yeah.
That's what we have to do with the fuel system. And everyone relates to this boost thing, and we both know, or all of us know, that it's a restriction.
Airflow is the biggest consideration here because if you put that supercharger, your turbo, or whatever is generating the boost up against a huge restriction, you're going to have sky-high boost, but you're not going to have any power.
Yeah.
For example, we could put a much smaller camshaft in this, like a 230 at 50 camshaft.
And make more boost.
And make more boost, and a lot less power.
Right.
So
boost is just a concept. As we proved in our prior test, when we put the E85 in, made less boost, made more power, there's just more to it. But nevertheless, I'm let down by gaining only 1 pound of boost and only making 26 horsepower. So, as if 1,165 horsepower isn't good enough, we're gonna go ahead and hook up the nitrous. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
See the afterburner?
Oh, it turned into a jet engine.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, it didn't even make an extra 200 horsepower, almost 1,359 horsepower, all the way up at 7,100 RPM. And the max torque that we saw on the nitrous this time was 1,116 pound-feet at 6,300
I saw
RPM.
that when I activated the nitrous, and I went, come on, absorber, hang in there, hang in there.
Yeah, for sure. I thought it was going to make 1,365, exactly 200 horsepower, and it fell, what, 6 shy of that, but still.
Well, in all fairness, the water temperature was about 10 higher, and I just couldn't get it down lower as the temperature in the day gets warmer.
Make me feel better. Let's look at it on the graph.
That always makes you feel better.
Always makes you feel better. 1,359.4, and what was it, 7,100 RPM?
Yeah, but it activated there and then had a dip. I think it's because it was a bit rich in there, and then it came back. I'd like to look at the air-fuel ratio curve.
Nice. Yeah, started 11.5, went hair lean to 12.4, like right when you hit the button, and then 11.3 up top. Rich, but fine. Yeah, and how about the manifold temperature? 150 degrees.
That's fine.
Same as we saw before. And once again, not colder with the nitrous, which maybe it's the probe.
Volume of nitrous, yeah.
Volume of nitrous, whatever.
What about boost? Did that change?
And the boost came up to 12.3 at peak.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what did we actually learn? I was just going for big power. But
I was going to say, what we learned is when you take a really cool blower motor and put smaller pulleys on it and nitrous, you can make 1,350 horsepower.
Yeah, It's actually, that's a lot of power.
Yeah, it's good power.
Yeah, that's really, really stout. But what we learned, I'm gonna say, is those limits of manifold temperature and where you can go with the blower and the pulleys and stuff like that.
I think part of it too is what we learned is blower size. There are some limitations. You get to that point. What I frequently see, like in the street style, non-stripped 871s, man, you get to 950, 980, and they're just, you can pull them until you're blue in the face, and it's just not gonna make any more power. It'll probably make less because you're making the air hotter. They're just done. So quality of blower and size has a lot to do with power potential.
Well, this is making 200 more horsepower than your average shelf blower that you're seeing. And some of those are actually not even just turd blowers, they're just lower end blowers.
Yeah.
This thing's about the highest end 871 you can get, and it's making bench racing 200 more horsepower.
So again, go to a 10, 12, 14.
Yeah.
You know, and they just get better and more power potential.
I have one last question. Do you have more nitrous jets?
Sure.
Really?
Are you kidding? I love the nitrous. I have all the jets.
Oh,
So
boy.
could we hit it with another
100?
140 horsepower
Sure.
and make 1500?
If you want.
We could?
I'll let you.
Really?
Really? Wow, he is completely fearless when it comes to your engine.
We should have 1500 horsepower.
Let's go for it.
I think we need 1500.
Oh, man,
Here we
look
go.
like your buddy's egging you
Oh,
on.
man, I had no idea it was going to come to this. Yes! Yes!
Look at the happiness level, Freiburger.
This is the hold my beer moment. We have got a 350 shot tune-up on the nitrous system. So we went from 175, which actually made 200 horsepower, to 350, which could actually make 400 extra horsepower. So we're looking at making in excess of 1500 horsepower if everything goes right.
Man, you've got more guts than I do, Freiburger. Seriously.
Going for the glory.
Double the nitrous. Brule, that was your most reckless moment I've ever witnessed out of you. It was awesome.
I loved it. I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah.
You're all smiles too.
Absolutely.
I know. I saw 1500 go by, but let's look at the actual data.
Okay, let's see.
The
We're good.
Iceman.
Oh,
05.
just barely. It made 1505.3 at 7,200 RPM, and it was probably on its way up.
Yeah,
and then you
probably a little
chickened out. Torque-wise, it made 1233.7 at 6,300 RPM. That's absurd.
I could trim the tune up a little bit, maybe pick up a few more, but
I think we're
I'm
done.
happy we're good.
No, we're done. I'm comfortable now.
Well, you're so brave 10 minutes ago.
No, it lived though.
Yeah,
So
it did
now
live.
I'm giving it a reprieve. 1,500 horsepower.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, so it basically picked up 150. What was the jets that you put in it?
3642.
Let's look at the air-fuel ratio. Oh, Brulé nailed it.
It's a little rich. Like
It's
I
a
said,
little
I could Trim
rich.
it, I could trim it a
Yeah.
touch there, drop the fuel pressure probably, maybe go back 2 thousandths in fuel, but
Yeah, it was 11
Close.
to 1 at peak
Yeah, it doesn't need to be.
horsepower. It could be leaner than that by, a point, honestly.
Yeah.
But we don't need to go hunting for another 10 or 15. 1505.
This is the most fun we've had in a while.
It is.
Yeah.
Can we look at the curve?
We can.
Is it a curve or is it a table?
Table.
It's a table. Nice tune-up. Do you want to compare it to the prior nitrous shot or no
Sure.
nitrous? Yeah,
Yeah,
let's look at the prior
nitrous.
nitrous shot.
Ba-boom.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
As easy as a jet change. Look at that. And now throw on there the so-called NA, the blown, but with no nitrous on E85.
Which one? That's going to be a final. Oh,
Ah,
weak.
Man,
Weak.
You can't have that garbage. Yeah. Yeah, when your junk only makes 1165, you're nobody. You got to go to the 1500. Oh, man. I'm
was
happy.
awesome, Freiburger.
That was good.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was hoping for. Give me the COVID smack.
That is a 350 horsepower jet off of NOS's chart.
And it made?
And it made
350 horsepower. Look at that. And table flat.
Pretty good stuff here. I'm really liking that.
That is awesome. All right. This is like my favorite episode ever.
Me too.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I like it.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Look how excited you are. You're like a little kid.
All right, Steve, I'm just gonna stand here and gloat as you heap me with praise.
Freiburger, you just made 1,505 horsepower. And I'm super proud of you, bro. Nice work.
Thanks, man. I bet you did not think that either me or Brule would be willing to go there.
No, as a matter of fact, when we were in that 1,300 range, I thought we were walking away.
Oh, I know, but I could see the disappointment in your eyes.
I know, and then confidently, with no holding back whatsoever, you looked Brule straight in the eye and said, I think we're gonna step up to 350 horsepower worth of nitrous. And he didn't flinch. What was going on? It was like opposite day.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The thing is, I know that there's a lot of guys looking at this and they're going, but my junkyard LS with a turbo makes 1,500 horsepower, and it might. But then you don't have this. Look at the big block with blower and nitrous.
Oh, it definitely has presence.
Nothing can top the visual appeal. Gloating aside, I'll gloat more. Here's the thing that's actually fantastic is the versatility of this to me, because on 6 pounds of boost on gasoline and no nitrous, you can have 900 horsepower on 91 octane and drive this thing anywhere, anytime.
With complete reliability.
Except for maybe a little valve train distress. It's got a lot of cam in it.
Yeah.
But then you just add a little bit of pulley and some race gas and you're making 1,000. And run it on E85 and you're making nearly 1,200. Throw some nitrous on it on gas, you're making 1,300. Throw some nitrous on it, even more on E85, you're making 1,500. You can just completely stab this in a race car, and then as your terror diminishes, step to the next level. And then when the terror diminishes, keep on going. That's what's great about this thing.
Oh yeah. For that day where you just have to have your 1,505 horsepower.
Man, I just
You're
don't
all
want
set,
the episode
Freiburger.
to end, man. This is just the greatest thing ever. All right, that's a wrap for this episode of Engine Masters. And man, I'm just totally thrilled to death with my old Bonneville short block. And huge thanks to the guys at Blower Shop and NOS, because greatness.
I agree. I saw that! 1,500 horsepower!
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
And it's still running.
No, it lived. It did it like nothing. Dude.
1,500 horsepower.
Whoa.
How do you like my tune-up now?
That was good.
Oh.
Did you see the afterburner?